guys, as I poke my eye out. I couldn't be troubled to write the questions down, so I have my computer in front of me still. I am doing the Bjd Story Time Tag that my friend Amber Hukaku Creations, she created this tag. I will have her channel and her video linked at the end of this video. So yeah, and basically it's just a tag about story times, basically about like your stories and your characters. So let's begin, and there's 12 questions, which I forgot to mention in the previous tag I did. Like any other tag, I will have all the questions in the about section, or not about, the description below. So if you guys want to do this tag, you can, which I'm going to go ahead and tag people because I forget to do that. So I tag KB Productions. I think she would have a lot of fun with this tag. And 7, I tag you to do this tag. Yeah. You guys know what I mean. Other than that, I just actually tag everyone who watches this video. It doesn't even have to be about ball jointed dolls. If you're like me, who has Monster Highs, and you have stories that go with them, go ahead and do this tag with your Monster High dolls. So yeah, let's begin. Number 1, what genre is my Bjd story in? So basically, overall, it's fantasy. But, I mean, it has basically mixes of other genres like drama, action, it's like a base fantasy adventure for the most part. But it's like action, adventure, drama. It's kind of a mix, but mainly fantasy adventure kind of thing. And with a little bit of action. So, yeah. And, are your characters based off real people? I don't think any of my, no one in a Phoenix Sister, I think, is really based off anybody. I kind of made up their personalities as I went. But, if you guys haven't realized it yet, Alex is actually heavily based off myself. Alex is heavily antisocial, like me. Very quiet, very, like, studious, just different things like that about his personality are a lot of parts of me. And even though I haven't talked about Kira yet, Kira, and, well, I've kind of talked about her. Kira's personality is, like, very happy, very optimistic, very, I guess, childlike. So she has a big part of that part of my, she has that part of my personality, the, like, really happy, optimistic part of my personality and childlike part of me. She has that and really embodies that. And I think Violet actually is the very serious and I guess loving part of me, because when I care about someone, like, it's a very deep care. Like, I care. Like, I seriously care. If I care about you, I seriously care about you. And I feel like Violet is like that. And along with that, she's also a very serious person, which I can be a very serious person as well. So, yeah. I'm only going to talk about those 3 characters because they're the only ones I really have completely fleshed out, mainly. Which character do I relate to the most? And I guess that would be Alex. Like I said, Alex is a loner, and it's not always, it wasn't always his choice to be a loner. He was kind of made out to be a loner. Like, he never felt included or anything like that. So, I mean, I felt like that a good majority of my life. So, that combined with the, like I said, the personality quirks I have that he has, just, I feel like he would, be one of the people that one of my dolls that I feel the most related to. Like, the most I can, you guys know what I'm talking about. And I'm rambling. I'm also really derpy, so sorry if what I say doesn't make any sense whatsoever. Number 4. Which character bio was the hardest to work on? To be honest, that was kind of Kira's, because I already had, for the most part, her base, like the base of her story, done. I just didn't, like, there was a few things I had to tweak and change. But the hardest was probably Violet. I mean, I had a hard time, like, okay, well, if I want this to happen, how far back do I have to have it? Because it was a hard time, like, to figure out all the things that I wanted in her story, and for it to actually be something that is believable within the quote-quote present time where Alex is in his story, at which I'm telling right now. So, yeah, it was really complicated trying to work on Violet's story, especially since I had the entire world, Alex's story, and my DVD player just decided to shut off for no reason. I have no clue why. Anyway, yeah, I had the world, Alex's story all done, so it was hard to try and work around that. But yeah, it got done, so there. Number 5, did you have to research anything in particular for your story? Basically, and she has like kind of examples, manga, anime, or Google search, or etc. Like I said in the holiday tag, basically almost everything comes from my head. Obviously, it's like prior knowledge, anything I get from like other anime, any other research I have done in like the past, before I even had dolls and stuff like that, is a good chunk of where I get my stuff. So I don't do a whole lot of research unless there's something very specific I need to know, which doesn't ever really happen. So yeah. Number 6. Where does your story take place? Either in an actual place, or is it made up? So obviously my story is a made up place. I really didn't want to put it in like I don't know, I felt confined to put it in our world. Like, there was too many rules and too many ways to like, okay, that wouldn't work because of this. So I just decided to create my own world. And yeah, even though that the world, I think, has kind of shifted a little bit since I've made the world video for Alex and the Phoenix Sisters, it's still pretty much the same. So yeah. 7. Does your story have a bad boy or a girl? Bad boy or bad girl? I want to say I have a bad girl, but I mean she's evil, so I mean, like, it's a given. But I guess Alex's best friend would be kind of a bad boy. Like I said, he's not Toma's level of bad, I guess, is what I would say. And my camera's gonna die. That's grand. Okay. Number 8. Are there any couples in my story or love interests? Basically, Violet's husband is dead, so none for her. Alex is going to have one in the near future. Kira has one after Alex's story is basically almost over. And yeah, I'll just leave it at that. Okay. Gosh, I'm having a hard time keeping up with my own things. 9. Story before doll or doll before story? For the most part, I mean, it's like, I guess I'm gonna have to say doll before story. Although with the other characters in Alex's story, obviously I've come up with their characters before I got their dolls, but I got Alex's doll before I even created any, like, I created like a very tiny bit of his story before I got his doll, and that was it. So there. there's that one. So yeah, he's pretty awesome. But yeah, I think for the most part, I get the doll, and then I usually get a burst of inspiration and create a story. Whose story influenced you to write or join into the hobby? To be honest, I think it was Sighthound Lady. Like I said, my stories are usually fairly fantasy driven, and her worlds are very, very fantasy driven as well. She was one of the first BJD people I watched on YouTube. So, her and obviously watching a few other people, kind of made me want to get into this hobby. Whose crew would you cross over with? I would think it would be awesome if I could cross over with Sighthound Lady, but, I don't know how that would work. But, obviously, like Ember and pretty much anyone else. I mean, my worlds are pretty open, and anything can kind of happen kind of thing. So, yeah. It'd be fun to cross over with people. 12. How much did you enjoy making or writing your story? I create stories all the time. I don't write anything down. I have never written anything down until like just recently, and all it is like a short dialogue. Like basically characters going back and forth. So there's that. But I've been making up stories for literally ever. I've always created stories, and then there's like characters I'll be attached to, and I'll like go, okay, I'm tired of this story, delete story, keeping character, new story. Which is kind of how Alex came about. He was a character that I had in mind through many, many, many stories that I kind of deleted and then came back up, and then, you know, and then, yeah. So I love making stories. I find it really, really fun. And to have something physical and tangible that I could have that is the character, it makes it a lot easier for me to make stories. But that is the Bjd Story Time Tag. So, like I said, I tag KB Productions and 7, and anyone else who wants to do this tag. Like I said, you don't have to have a BJD to do this tag, in my opinion. So, go right ahead and do this tag. And like I said, Amber's stuff will be linked at the end, and you can check her channel out. She's awesome. And that's it. I'll see you guys later. Bye!